ब्रह्मनाथ। ओ शांति शांति शांति। स्वस्थ। Hello students, in the previous class we discussed about some general points of the craniata, then we discussed some general points of the vertebrata, and lastly we discussed about the agnatha. Agnatha means the jawless, we can say, primitive vertebrates under which one class is present, that is your cyclostomata. We discussed that in the case of the cyclostomata, they are generally marine, but they generally migrate into the fresh water during the spawning. Spawning means what? Means we can say releasing the gamete and the fertilizing process. Those process, as they can't do in the marine water, or we can say there are some sort of unfavorable condition are present in the marine water for their spawning. That's why they migrate into the fresh water for the spawning, especially in the river. Further, we discussed that the animals related to the, we can say, the class cyclostomata are basically the ectoparasite. The mouth that is present, cyclostomata means what? Cyclo means circular and stoma means mouth. Means the organism having the circular rounded mouth, suctorial mouth, and also those are open throughout the life. Okay, means they never close, they are open always. So like this we discuss so many points under the cyclostomata. Means the body is, we can say, the scales are absent, but the body shape is somehow, we can say, like eel shape. Eel means a particular type of fish, it like shape is there. So like this we discuss so many points under the cyclostomata, which comes under the group what? Under the subphylum Agnatha. So in detail we discussed about the Agnatha. Today students will discuss another, we can say, the subphylum, that is your, we can say, Gnathostomata. So once again I will do the classification. Repeatedly I am doing this classification so that it will be imprinted in your mind, so that it will remain always in your mind the what is the main classification is. So chordata, once again I am dividing it into acraniata and craniata. You focus on one thing, that on which portion we are going to about to study. I am coming by classification up to that stage, so that you have a clear idea on the, we can say, the classification or branching of the chordata. So craniata is further divided into two types, you know, Agnatha, another one is, or we can say, Gnathostomata. Okay, phylum, this one is your phylum. It is divided into two groups. Craniata, it is being further divided into two subphylums, Agnatha, Gnathostomata. Under the Gnathostomata, student, Gnathostomata means what? Gnatho means, we can say, the simply the jaw, and stoma means mouth. Means we can simply say jaw bearing mouth. Okay, under this two superclass are present. One is your Pisces, other one is your, we can say, the tetrapoda. Pisces, other one we can say the tetrapoda. Today we will focus on the Pisces. These are two super classes. Okay, two super classes. Okay, in the next class we will focus on the tetrapoda. So by phase manner, first we discuss the acraniata, then we discuss under the craniata Agnatha. Today we are going to discuss under the Gnathostomata the Pisces. It is one of our superclass. Okay, so so this is all about your, we can say the division is somehow like. Okay, so now come to some general characteristics of the, we can say the Gnathostomata. See, if we will break the term Gnathostomata, we will find gnathos means jaw, stoma means mouth. Okay, so first point is your, the mouth is guarded by upper jaw and the lower jaw. So your first point, mouth is guarded by upper jaw and lower jaw. Okay, that is why those are called the jaw bearing vertebrates. We can say it as a jaw bearing vertebrates. In this what happens? Another the next point, that the notochord is being replaced by the, we can say, well developed vertebral column. So our next point, notochord is replaced by well developed vertebral column. Okay, as we know that in the case of the chordata, obviously the chordata have the notochord, but in some cases notochord is being means replaced by the vertebral column, and in some cases it is not being replaced by the vertebral column. But under the, as we are discussing under the craniata, in the agnatha we discussed that in the case of the agnatha, the notochord is being not, we can say, the which is developed into the vertebral column, it is not much well developed, means it is not so much developed. But in the case of the Gnathostomata, the notochord which is replaced by the vertebral column, it is well developed. Okay, focus on this point. In the agnatha, the vertebral column which was formed from the notochord, it is being not much well developed. But in the case of the Gnathostomata, the vertebral column which is being developed from the notochord, or we can say which is replaced by the notochord, which is replaced by the vertebral column, means in the embryonic stages the notochord is present, in the, we can say, the later on it is being replaced by the vertebral column. But in the case of the Gnathostomata, the vertebral column is, we can say, it is well developed, or it is much developed. Okay, so your next point, the endoskeleton. The endoskeleton in the case of the, we can say, the Gnathostomata, it is maybe bony or maybe cartilaginous. Means in our case, what it is present, it is like bony, but in some cases it is like cartilaginous. Cartilaginous means soft tissue like structure. So we can write endoskeleton, we can say it is bony or cartilaginous. Okay, it is bony or cartilaginous. It may be bony or it can be cartilaginous. Next point, how they locomote, how the Gnathostomata they generally locomote. They generally locomote by the paired appendages that are being present. Okay, so our next point, locomotion is by paired appendages. It may be fins, it may be limbs. It may be fins or it may be limbs. Or it may be limbs. Okay. So these are, we can say, some general points that comes under the gnathostomata. And finally, the gnathostomata have two superclasses. One is your Pisces and other one is your Tetrapoda. So finally, it have two superclass. One is, we can say, the Pisces, other one is your Tetrapoda or tetrapods. Okay, today we will focus on this portion. Okay, so come to once again your some points. Chordata divided into acraniata, craniata. Craniata is further divided on the presence of the jaw. If the jaw is absent, then it is your agnatha, and if jaw is present, means the jaw bearing mouth, then it is called your gnathostomata. Gnathostomata is further divided into two superclass, Pisces and Tetrapoda. Now come to some main important general characteristics of gnathostomata. Gnatho means jaw, stoma means mouth, means the jaw bearing mouth. That is why in the case of the gnathostomata, the mouth is guarded by the upper jaw and the lower jaw. Okay. That is why simply we can say it is the jaw bearing vertebrates. Okay, obviously it comes under the craniata, means what? Obviously the vertebrates, you know, craniata, or we can say simply vertebrates. Okay. Next, notochord in the case of the gnathostomata is being replaced by well developed vertebral column. Once again I am telling, in the agnatha we have told that the notochord is being replaced by the vertebral column, but it is not much well developed. But in the case of the gnathostomata, the notochord is being replaced by the we can say the vertebral column. But in this case, the vertebral column is much developed. Okay. Next point, endoskeleton, obviously which portion which gives support to the body. It may be bony, it may be cartilaginous. Okay. Locomotion is by paired appendages. Okay, it can be fins or it can be the limbs. And lastly, it have two superclass, Pisces and Tetrapoda. Okay, please note that. Now come to your superclass student, Pisces. Okay. So as we know that there are two superclasses, one is your Pisces, other one is your, we can say, the Tetrapoda. So under the Pisces there are four classes: chondrichthyes, osteichthyes, holocephaly and the dipnoi. We will discuss in each all these four classes, but before going to those four classes, let's have an idea, or we can say some general characteristics of the, we can say, superclass Pisces. Simply students, Pisces means nothing but the fishes. Simply fishes are the belongs to the superclass Pisces. Okay. So you only tell me first point, what is the habitat, where they live? Generally, do the fishes live in the land or they live in the water? Yes, you are right. Those are aquatic. First point we can write. Animals are aquatic. They can be both fresh water or marine water. Aquatic. They can be both fresh water or marine water. Achha, tell me next important point. How their body is shaped like? Yes, the body is streamlined body. Streamlined body means what? Boat shaped body. Do you have you seen the boat, how its structure like? Like this structure is present because the structure is done so that it can avoid the overcoming water current and it can pass easily in the forward direction. So we can say body is, or we can say streamlined body is present. Streamlined body is present. Streamlined body is present so that it can overcome so that it can overcome the coming water current, okay, and it can move in the forward direction. Next point, you only tell what is present. Yes, fins. In the Agnatha we discussed that the unpaid fins are present, no paid fins are present, okay, but in this case we can say the paid or unpaid fins both are present. Paid and unpaid fins are present, okay. They can be anything: dorsal fin, ventral fin, the pectoral fin, the pelvic fin, okay. Dorsal fin means present on the dorsal side, ventral fin means present on the ventral side, pectoral fin means present on the near the stomach, pelvic means it is on the present on the lower portion, and the caudal fins means those are present on the tail region. So it can be dorsal fin, it can be ventral fin, it can be pectoral fin, it can be pelvic fin, or we can say the caudal fin. Caudal fin, okay. Basically the dorsal and the ventral fin are present in the unpaid manner, and the pectoral and the pelvic fin are basically present on the we can say in the paid manner, okay. Next, the lateral line act as the sense of organ. You have marked one point, those have a, like this segment like line like present on the body. Yes, that is only we can say the lateral line. Simply remember, in this case, in the case of the Pisces, the lateral line act as the sense organ, okay. Lateral line acts as the sense, lateral line act as the sense organ, okay. Next point, in the case of the super class Pisces, scales are present. In the case of the Agnatha, or we can say the Cyclostomata, the scales are completely absent, or we can say scales are simply absent. Means though they look like fish shape, but those are in that cases the scales are absent. But in the case of the Pisces, obviously the scales are present. It can be of many types. Those are the cycloid, ctenoid, placoid, etc. So we can write our next point. Scales, or we can say body is covered by the scales. This will be more prominent. Body is covered by the scales, okay. It can be of many type, placoid, then the cycloid, ctenoid, okay, ctenoid. These are the types, okay. Body is covered by the scales. These are the various types of the scales, okay. We will discuss in detail, don't worry about that. So the body is covered basically by the scales. Obviously you can know, means when you buy a fish, the lady or the person who basically sell you the fish, basically he peel off the outer we can say scales of the fishes. Yes, those are only called the scales, okay. By the knife, or we can say a pointed like structure, he used to peel off the skins over the fishes. Those are called the scales. Means the body simply overally it is being covered by the scales. It can be of many types: placoid, cycloid, ctenoid, etc. Okay. Next point, how the type of heart is present. Means it is of 2 chambered or 3 chambered or 4 chambered. Yes, the heart which is present in the case of the Pisces, it is of 2 chambered heart. Means 1 auricle and 1 ventricle is being present. Heart is of 2 chambered, okay. Means we can say 1 auricle is present and 1 ventricle is present. 1 auricle is present, one auricle and one ventricle is present. Next, what is the type of kidney that is being present? The type of kidney which is being present in the case of the Pisces is your, we can say, the mesonephric kidney. As we discussed, means it is based on the development. The pronephric kidney, it is less developed. Then comes the mesonephric kidney, means it is a little bit more developed than the pronephric kidney. Then it comes our kidney, means that is your metanephric kidney. It is the most developed kidney. Okay, so pro, meso, metanephric kidney. In the Pisces, the kidney is of, we can say, the mesonephric type kidney. Kidney is of mesonephric type. Okay, so we can say the mesonephric type of kidney is found, or in the case of the Pisces, the kidney is of mesonephric type. Lastly, you only tell me, students, in the fishes, how the respiration takes place? Yes, simply by the gills. So we can write down next point. Generally, respiration is done by the gills. Okay, you know all these points. So let's have a recap. In the case of the superclass Pisces, simply Pisces means fishes, students. Animals are having the aquatic, means it can live in both. Some are freshwater, some are marine. Okay, and it has the streamlined body, so that its body structure is somehow like that, so that it can move in forward direction. Though a presence of paid and unpaid fins are present. It can be dorsal, it can be ventral, pectoral fin, pelvic fin, or the caudal fin. Caudal fin means which are present towards the tail. Lateral line, which is present on the body, it acts as the sense organ. Okay, in the case of the Pisces, the body is basically covered by the various types of scale. It can be placoid, cycloid, ctenoid, or also ganoid type of scale is present. Heart is of two chamber, means one auricle and one ventricle is present. Kidney is of mesonephric type of kidney. Okay, or we can say mesonephric type of kidney is found in the case of the Pisces. And lastly, the respiration is done by the gills. Okay, please note down. Now come to your student, your first class, that is your, we can say, the chondric thighs. Okay, if we'll break the term chondric thighs, then we'll find two words. One is your, we can say, the chondros and the ichthyes. Chondros means simply the cartilage and ichthyes means simply fish. That is why it is also called as your cartilaginous fish. Okay, students, so your first point, how is the endoskeleton made up of in the case of the chondric thighs? From the name only itself, it suggests that the cartilaginous fish means the endoskeleton is simply, we can say, made up of cartilage. So our first point is endoskeleton is made up of cartilage. Okay. Second point, endoskeleton means, skeleton means what? Something which supports, or the structure of the supports the body. Okay, so the endoskeleton means the endoskeleton of the body is made up of simply cartilage. It is not bony. Okay, as we discussed under the Pisces, it can be bony or it can be it can be cartilaginous. So here in the case, it is the endoskeleton is made up of cartilage. Next point, the exoskeleton. The exoskeleton means, you can see the body is outerly covered by the various scales. So the exoskeleton in the case of the, we can say, the chondric thighs is your the placoid type of scales are found, which having the structure somehow such like. And these are microscopic, means these are not normally visible to our eyes. So we can write our second point, students. Exoskeleton is basically made up of the scales. And what is the type of the scales? Those are the placoid type of scales. Placoid type of scales, and these are basically microscopic in view. Okay, means these are generally not visible to our eye. So you can see, students, first of all have a clear idea on the cartilaginous fish, how its structure is like. See, we can see this is the example of a common cartilaginous fish that is called a shark, or we can simply say the Scoliodon soracua. You can see, student, prominent eye is present. The front bulging portion of the head is known as your snout. The mouth is basically ventrally located. See, this is the structure. Mouth is basically present on the ventral side, not on the tip side. It is present on the ventral side. So we can write our next point. We'll write first. We will discuss. Then we'll write mouth is present on the ventral side. Okay. Next, student. Various fins are present, such as in this case, first dorsal fin is present, second dorsal fin is present. Okay, and this middle line you can see, this is your, we can say, the lateral line which act as the sense organ. This one is your, we can say, the caudal fin. Obviously, we said the fin which is present towards the tail is nothing but your caudal fin. This one is your pelvic fin, as I told you, on the lower portion which fin is present, that is known as your called pelvic fin, and the ventral fin, ventral side as the fin is present, it is known as your ventral fin. And the pectoral fin is, we can say, it is somehow on the frontal side of the present, that is your known as your pectoral fin. And these are, we can say, the gill slits, the cut-like segments in which the various paired gills are present. Okay. So, and you can see this teeth-like segment, but these are not the teeth. Okay, what are these? These are the modified placoid scales. The placoid scales are modified to such like structures. Okay, students. So you can see a complete diagram of the Scoliodon, and we can see the placoid scale structure. So our next point is mouth is located on the ventral position. Or we can write mouth is present on the ventral position. Next point, air bladder is absent. What air bladder? You can see, student, whenever you go and buy the fish, some balloon like structure comes out of the fish. Okay, yes, that balloon like structure is known as the air bladder, or we can say it helps the air bladder. The function of the air bladder is it helps to we can say to float the fish, but as in this case the air bladder is absent, it continuously swim to float in the water. So we can write our next point, air bladder is completely absent. Okay, air bladder is absent. Next point, operculum is absent. Operculum, once again I will say you, the fish which we buy from the market, you can see on the gills a flap like structure is present. Okay, a flap like structure is present whenever you take the fish. That lady or the person who sell you the fish, basically what he does or she does, he or she basically raise up the operculum and take out the gills. Okay, so that it can be edible. The head of the fish can be edible. So that flap like structure, is it present here? No, it is not present. Okay, that is why we can say our next point, the operculum is absent. Operculum is absent. Okay, next, the cloacal aperture is present. Students, what is cloacal aperture? Means it is the same opening which act for the excretion also. It is the same opening which helps for the, we can say, for the reproduction purpose, or we can say formation of gametes, or for the laying of the eggs also. Okay, so we can write our next point, the cloacal aperture is present. Cloacal aperture is present. Okay, means this is the same opening by which the laying of the eggs takes place, gamete formation takes place, and also the, we can say, the elimination of the, means the excretion also takes place. Okay, next point, the males have one copulatory organ that is called your claspers. You can see here red like segment. This is the copulatory organ that is present in the male, that is called your claspers. Okay, we can write males have a copulatory organ called as claspers, okay. Next point, spiral valve is basically found in the intestine. In the intestine, some spiral valves are being found. So we can write our next point, spiral valve is found in the intestine, okay. And lastly, the example or the common example we can take in the case of the shark, okay, have the scientific name called the Scoliodon soraqua. This is the common example of the contact thighs which is known as your shark. You can see the simple, or we can say the normal diagram of the how the shark looks like, okay. So we can give our common example, that is your shark. It have the scientific name the Scoliodon soraqua. So come to your all the points. The endoskeleton is made up of the cartilage. That is why it is also known as your cartilaginous fish, or the class is called the chondric thighs. Chondros means cartilage, ichthyos means fish. Exoskeleton is made up, endoskeleton we discussed. Exoskeleton is made up of the scales, basically the plateau type of scales, which are microscopic, means those are can't seen under the eyes. Mouth is present on the ventral position, means on the ventral position the mouth is present. Air bladder is absent, operculum is absent. Then the cloacal aperture is present, which act as the urinogenital aperture. Next, the males have a copulatory organ called as the claspers, okay, and the spiral valves is also found in the intestine. Lastly, example, the shark, okay. Please note down. Now come to your second class student, that is your we can say the ostic thighs, okay. In the ostic thighs means what? Osti means bone or the bony, ichthyos means fishes. So simply from the word we can know that the endoskeleton is, in the case of the ostic thighs, is bony, it is not cartilaginous. In the case of the we can say the Scoliodon soraqua or the shark, those are having the endoskeleton made up of cartilage, but in the case of the ostic thighs, the we can say the endoskeleton is made up of bony, or we can say endoskeleton is bony. Here students, you can see a complete diagram of a fish called the Catla catla. The scientific name is Catla catla. Simply you can see the operculum is being present, which is covered the gills. Then a lateral line is being present, eye is prominent, mouth is present on the terminal end, having teeth. Always remember, here a teeth is present in the chondric thighs, or we can say in the case of the shark or the Scoliodon we discussed, teeth were absent. The modified placoid scales were present, but here the mouth is present on the terminal end, having the teeth. You can see for the dorsal fin, near the tail the caudal fin is present, okay. Near the anus we can see the anal opening, the anal fin is present, pectoral fin is also present, and also the pelvic fin is also present, okay. So here the first point is the endoskeleton is bony in nature, or we can write our first point, endoskeleton is bony, okay, it is not cartilaginous, okay. Next, obviously exoskeleton is having the prominent scales, which can be of the cycloid type, which can be of the we can say the ctenoid scale type, or we can say also ganoid scales. So we can write the exoskeleton having prominent scales, exoskeleton having prominent scales such as cycloid, ctenoid, ganoid, etc. Cycloid, ctenoid and ganoid scales, or we can say types, okay. So these are we can say the endoskeleton and the exoskeleton. Next we can see the mouth is present on the terminal end, having the teeth. Always remember, in this case the mouth is present on the terminal end, having the teeth. So we can write our next point, mouth is present on the terminal and having teeth. Okay, next point, you can see here operculum which covers the gill, so we can write that the operculum is being present which covers the gills. Okay, so we can write the operculum is present. Okay, that bony covering like is present that covers the gill, that is called your operculum. Next, air bladder. Air bladder we discussed in the case of the shark, it is absent, but in the case of the, we can say the osteichthyes, or we can say simply the catla, those are present. Air bladder which helps to float in the water, so we can write air bladder is present. Next point, we discussed that in the case of the shark, the cloacal aperture is present, means it is the same opening for the excretion also and also for the reproduction also. But here there is separate opening for the anal opening and also for the urinogenital, means the reproduction purpose. So we can write cloacal aperture is absent. Okay, so you can see, student, here the type of the scales, the structure, the cycloid scales having like this structure and the ctenoid scales having the structure somehow like this. Okay, next point, in this case, in the case of the shark, we discussed that those are having the male copulatory organ here. Okay, but in the case of the osteichthyes or simply any bony fish, the males don't have the male copulatory organ that are called the claspers, or we can write male are without the claspers. Clasper means what? The male copulatory organ. And lastly, you can give common example, catla, rohu, seahorse, etc. Rohu means the common fish which we generally feed or eat, rohu, then the seahorse, then this one catla, okay, etc. So we studied now the class 2, that is called your osteichthyes. Endoskeleton is bony, exoskeleton having prominent scales having the cycloid, then the ctenoid scale and the ganoid type of scales. Next, the mouth is present on the terminal end having teeth, and the operculum is present and the air bladder is present which helps it generally to float in the water. Next, the cloacal aperture is absent because it have two separate opening for the anal opening also and also for the reproduction purpose. Next, the males are without the claspers or without the male copulatory organ that are called the claspers. And lastly, the example, rohu, your the favorite fish which you eat regularly, the Labiorohita scientific name, rohu, seahorse, and also catla, which I have drawn the diagram. Okay, you can see these are the various scales, okay, which covers the prominently, which are yes, one point you remember, in the case of the chondrichthyes, the scales are not prominent, those are microscopic, but in this case you can easily see the scales. That is why the scales are prominent and it forms the exoskeleton of the body. Okay, and also we discussed lateral line is present which act as the sense of organ, dorsal fin, caudal fin, then the pectoral fin are present near the anus, the anal opening, the anal fin is present, then the pelvic fin is also present. Okay, so now we studied the complete general characteristics of the class 2, that is called your osteichthyes. Okay, please note down. Lastly, we will discuss, student, our remaining two classes, holocephaly and the dipnoi. Okay. So some general points under the holocephaly are, these are the specialized cartilaginous fish because these have some characters of the bony fish also, Okay, and also some of major characteristics are present of the cartilaginous fish. So these are the special type of the cartilaginous fish. Okay, so we can write our next first point. These are the specialized type of cartilaginous fish. These are the special type of the cartilaginous fish. Next, the body is scaleless, means the scale is completely absent in the body, or we can say the body is scaleless. The body is scaleless. Next, do they have the cloacal aperture? No. The cloacal aperture is completely absent in the case of the holocephaly. So we can write our next point. Cloacal aperture is absent. Next point. Do they have the operculum? Yes. Operculum is present, which cover the gill slits. Okay, so we can write our next points. Operculum is present. And lastly, the example is your chimera. In the case of the holocephaly, the example is your, we can say, the chimera. Okay. C, this one is your C. So what point we discussed under the class holocephaly? These are basically the specialized cell, specialized cartilaginous fish. Body is generally scaleless, means scale is completely absent. Cloacal aperture is absent. Operculum is generally present, which cover the gill slits, and also the common example we can say is the chimera. Next, your last class, that is your, we can say, the class 4, that is your, we can say, the dipnoi. The body structure of the dipnoi is somehow, we can say, it is long, slender and covered by the cycloid type of the scale. In the dipnoi have the long, slender, and the body is covered by the cycloid type of the scale. So we can write the body is long, slender and is covered by cycloid type of scale. Cycloid type of scales. Okay, the body is generally long, slender and is covered by the cycloid type of the scale. Generally, the air bladder or the swim bladder is present, or it acts as the lungs in the case of the dipnoi. So we can write air bladder or swim bladder acts as the lungs. Also the gills are also present. The gills are also present. So what we find? In this case, the animals respire both through the gills as well as also the lungs. Animal respires both. Respires, we can write through. Respires or by, respires by gills as well as the lungs. Means in the case of the, we can say, the dipnoi, the animals respires basically by the gills as well as also by the lungs. Next point is, we can say, the cloacal aperture. In this case, the cloacal aperture is absent, but in this case, the cloacal aperture is present. So we can write our next point. The cloacal aperture is present. And lastly, your example, Protopterus. Okay. In that case, your example is your chimera, but in this case, your example is your Protopterus. Okay. So, class 3 is holocephaly. We discussed what? These are the specialized type of cartilaginous fish, as it consists of major characters of the cartilaginous fish. Body is scaleless, cloacal aperture is completely absent, and the operculum is present, which cover the gill slits. Common example, chimera. Here, the body is long, slender, and covered by the cyclotype of the scales. Air bladder or swim bladder act as the lungs. Gills are also present, and animals respire both by the gills as well as the lungs. Next, the cloacal aperture is present. In that case, it was absent, but in the case of the dipnoi, cloacal aperture is present, and common example is your Protopterus. So, students, today we discussed under the Gnathostomata the complete superclass, that is we can say the Pisces. Under the Pisces means simply the fishes, those are we can say the aquatic, which may live in the fresh water, which may live in the marine water. Under the Pisces, we discussed 4 important classes: Chondrichthyes, Osteichthyes, Holocephaly, and lastly the Dipnoi. Okay. Chondrichthyes, generally called the cartilaginous fish, as the endoskeleton is made up of cartilage, and the Osteichthyes, generally it is called as the bony fish, and the common example that we eat, that is called your Labiorohita or Rohu. It is called the bony fish because the because the endoskeleton is basically made up of bony, or we can say endoskeleton is bony in the case of the Osteichthyes. Okay. Also, we discussed so many examples. In the case of the Chondrichthyes, we discussed the example shark. Clearly, we have discussed a diagram also. In the case of the Osteichthyes, we clearly discussed the catla, and also we have done the diagram. And also in the case of the Holocephaly, your common example chimera, and under the case of the Dipnoi, your common example is your Protopterus. Okay. So today we discussed completely about the superclass Pisces. So that's all for today. We will meet in our next class. Thank you.